wait for me. Y'all stay. No, I've got you busy work. I'm gonna put your brains in gear. Just take one, pass it down. So my name is Kim Steadman, if y'all don't know who I am yet. And I am, oops, I'm sorry, I'm just throwing things at you. I am a author, writer, escaped cubicle nation, but I also like to call myself an idea instigator and a content curator. And I love to help people come up with ideas for your business. And so every one of you women, I'm going to promise you that by the time I finish talking, you're going to have an idea for at least one book, if you do not already have a book. How many of you have a book that has to do with you and your business? Okay, about 50% of the room. Okay, the other 50, y'all can sit back and just take a chill pill, take a nap. The rest of you, no, you're going to come up with another idea of a book. So I've been having fun with this type of product creation for about the past, well, it started last year. I started 2 years ago. Well, anyway, I've been making some things called low content, no content books. And does anybody know what those are? How many know what a low content, no content book? I know everybody has one in your possession today because you were given a gift of a little journal and by Annette. Those are low content books because they do not have any written words in them. But they are a something that is a touch point and gives you a connection with potential clients, with customers, with whoever, okay, when you're networking. So I'm going to stand here and make a very bold statement that every woman business owner needs to have at least one low content, no content book that you can use in your business promotion. And we're going to do a little, I'm going to throw a bunch of stuff at you, and you're going to have a lot of little miniature brainstorming stuff going on so that you can come up with some ideas, because I'm going to show you some things. The first thing, okay, no content is like a lined journal or a blank journal that maybe has a little decoration around each page. Even a coloring book can be considered a no content or a low content because there's usually not words on coloring pages, or there might only be 2 or 3. A low content means it's usually 500 words or less, y'all. I'm not talking about writing a 60,000 word novel or anything like that. I mean, we're talking not a lot of words. So the exception to that could be if your book might perhaps need a little instructional couple of pages, 3 pages at the most, to just kind of guide somebody through the little steps and stuff that you might have inside your low content or no content book. So, first of all, take a deep breath. I'm not asking you to go learn a new business model or anything like that, because you're going to start with what you know. You start with what you have. Whatever your entrepreneurial endeavor is that you are here for. And you may be a Christian woman entrepreneur and you have 6 or 7 businesses all going at the same time that you're juggling. Well, you need to choose one for right now. Choose one as we go through this for you to think about. So you start with what you know, not going to learn anything different. And you have to think about what you know and overall this umbrella view of how can you benefit your client. So Misty was just giving us an example of she wants to kind of train photographers. So, you know, even her well actually she could do a no content book for her client, and just on the front of the book is a journal, and it just has this beautiful phrase that says hello beautiful, or you are beautiful, or something like that. I mean, it doesn't, you just have to think about what is that emotional need that your client needs, or what is something to make their life easier. Like, okay, Annette's got the book, the spiral book. With the list. Who's got the list? You've got the list, Kim. Yeah. So there's this need that she's realized with her clients to bring organization. So I brought a lot of little things to give y'all some just examples, okay? The thing about this is to simplify your product creation. So some people have a technological geek thing to where they like to dive in and learn how to do this stuff by themselves. We've got self-publishers, we've got people that have publishing houses, you know, you like to do that type of stuff. Some of y'all don't, and don't panic, because there's other people to do that for you, either hiring through your through your NACWE sisters, or there's places called Fiverr and Upwork who can create things, can create the base content that you need. And you simplify your printing because, like Karen had to wait, was it the journals that you were waiting to come from China? Okay. Okay, y'all, yours are struck. Okay, I'm getting you all mixed up. But anyway, okay, you're waiting for your stuff. So, yes, there's sometimes, especially when it's the spiral bound things, or if you want 5,000 copies of something, or 1,000 copies of something. But we have this really, really neat company. I think y'all might know. It's called Amazon, and they have a publishing part called KDP, okay? The KDP. So for instance, when I got on this little tangent that I've been on, I'm just having a ball with it. For my writing club, they don't even know it yet, but I was playing around and I created a lined journal for the writing club. So when I'm gonna do next year a live writing retreat. So inside it's just a bunch of lined pages, okay? And I did the cover, and I ordered them through KDP. They print them for like $2.19 a piece or something like that, because it's only 100 pages. I didn't make all those lined pages. I bought those lined pages from somebody else who gave me the rights and the permission to use this content inside. However, I wanted to use. I have a commercial license, okay? Now you can make them. I've learned how to make them, but I was in a hurry when I wanted to do this, so I just bought them. But you know, you can use your program. You can use Microsoft Word if you like. If you want to do it yourself, there's ways to do it. But that's just a line journal, and that might seem kind of boring. But for people who like to write and who have journal addictions, there is no boring journal, and you're always looking for the next best one. And you know, it just depends on who you are and what. Yes, ma'am.
Can I just say, I'm wanting to scream out like hallelujah! I'm having like a beautiful moment. So I just need to say, keep talking, but I'm having a beautiful moment.
Okay, well we're gonna have more beautiful moments. I've only got 20 minutes, and I'm like, my husband said you can't talk in 20 minutes. I said yes I can. They're just gonna have to listen fast. So line journal, this, da, da, da. Okay, same interior line journal, different cover.
Mm-hmm.
So you can, depending on your need or your want, you can use the content multiple ways. It doesn't mean that you do one book that is enough to last for a whole year. Sometimes it's best to do things in small quantities, because a lot of us that have journal addictions don't have, journal and planner addictions, don't have the, what do you call it?
Shelf space?
No, the stick-to-itness. Attention span. I don't like to stick with something for very long. I'm ready to, I've opened this journal or this whatever, you know, every day for 30 days or 60 days, and I'm like, okay, I need a new cover. So I just, you know, I've kind of found for myself, now it depends on what you're gonna do it for, you might need to do for a year. But it's kind of fun to do it in small little segments. Plus, the kind of the marketing side of it is, if you sell them, like at events or stuff like that, when you're selling something in a smaller, that means they might have to buy more. So that's kind of like the smart business way to make a little bit more money. And it's kind of sometimes about making money. We're not doing this for charity, although my husband says I am. Well, I am. Anyway, down at the bottom of your page, I think, did I give everybody the content examples Well, yeah, lined journals, dot, grid journals, graph paper journals, blank journals with prompts or that have quotes at the top is another thing that you can use.
Can you pass those around if we promise not to keep them?
If you promise not to keep them. Yeah. So
I don't promise.
and sometimes your low content book may be something that needs to piggyback off of something that who wants to see? You want to see? So my first foray for my first published book was just a very simple prayer journal. These were prayer journal prompts that I worked with my mom to help her because she has short-term memory. She was having a really hard time praying because she couldn't keep things focused praying. And so from that journal, the prayer prompt, I made one prayer journal that was just that one time prayer prompt. Okay? And so inside it are the little daily prayer prompts that I had for her. Okay, so it's a piggyback off of, so those of you that have books, if you don't have a low content book that is an accompaniment to your already big content book, you need one. Because this can be something that, I'm not even saying that, these type of books are not gonna probably make the New York best time seller list for book sales. These are marketing tools. These are things that you can use. Yes, you can sell them on your website. Yes, you can sell them on your tables. But sometimes it's just a little something that you can whip out of your handbag to give to a potential client that you really think you're making that connection with. Because I don't know what it is, but when you say, oh yeah, I've got a book, you like already have authority. People just, oh, I've got a book. It doesn't matter what the book is. I mean, I show some of these to my friend, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe that's you did that? And some of it, yes, I did do it. Like this one was done, I think this one was done in Word. This was the hardest, technically this was the hardest one because I did it with every day and I wrote out day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, because the thing about low content books, if you really want to make it easy on yourself, even if you go to Office Depot, you've got all those little fill in the blank planners where you have to put the date. Because I don't ever buy a new yearly planner in December to get ready for January. I work 2 or 3 months in either direction. Like right now, I'm ready for a 2020 planner. Well, it's only September, but I'm ready for a 2020 calendar, so it's like I buy these fill in the blank things. And I know I'm not the only one to do that. I told an artist friend about this. So somebody that does art, okay, you'll have an absolutely, if you make your own art should be on the cover, okay? Your own art should be sent. This is an artist friend of mine who lives in Sedona, Arizona, and she was telling me, she said, Cam, I can't keep making all this fresh art to put in these 2 boutiques that they have my art pieces. She said, I'm wearing myself out making art. I said, well, you're doing things too hard. I said, let's think about some of your art that you have, and I told her, I said, here's how I am. Because Sedona, Arizona is a big tourist town in Arizona, if you don't know it. There's a lot of boutiques and shops and spas and all kinds of stuff. I said, when I go to a new tourist place, I always buy a journal. I told y'all I was a journal addict. But that's how I commemorate my visit. I buy a new journal, and I always like for that journal to kind of represent where we're at. So I said, do you have anything art-wise that really is just like a representation of Sedona, of what people are looking for? She said, I've got a huge piece that I got a couple to that I'm selling, and they are the red colors of the Sedona Mountains. And I said, and she said, people, that's what they always want. People want something to remind them of the Sedona Mountains. So I said, that needs to be your cover. Do that on your cover. So she This is a segment of the big picture that she put on her as her cover. And she made it as a planner, a daily planner, and then there's a month screen. She did all this. Don't you love these people that when you tell them about something and they actually go and do what you tell them? I said, listen, Carol, you can do that in PowerPoint. You can make all these interiors in PowerPoint. And all you need to do is have your 2 pages that you really, and then if you've ever done PowerPoint and you have your slides, you just duplicate your slides. You don't have to redo every page. And so, anybody want to see this?
Yeah.
Please don't look inside here. This is some of my private stuff because I also used it as a no, I mean, you can look in these, but don't look.
Don't be reading your.
Don't be reading the stuff.
Don't read my diary.
Don't read where I'm crying about my son and all this stuff. But she did that interior in PowerPoint, and she had her big long, and she didn't know a thing. And I was like, Carol, I'll help you. She said, no, I want to learn how to do this because I'm going to do a lot of them. She is 69 years old, 70 years old, young, or whatever, and not afraid to learn something new. But that's the type of person she is. There is, I'm going to give y'all my big secret, okay? And not a lot of people know about this. There is stuff called white label content or private label rights content. You consume stuff like this all the time. If you've ever been to a farmer's market and you've bought a jar of jelly and it says Aunt Lula's boysenberry jelly, but if you look real careful on the back of the label, there might be a little label that says made for, manufactured for Aunt Lula. Aunt Lula bought some stuff that somebody else gave her the rights to put their name on it. So in the book world, especially in the world of planners and stuff, there are places called private label rights or white label content, and they have these cute and cool little interiors for books. You buy the rights, and I'm not talking hundreds of dollars, y'all. I'm talking like $9.99, $17, $27 for the full whatever that's got 7 possible covers that you could use or whatever. And you can put your name on it as you as the author, you as the writer. And now, what I do suggest on some of those is, a page or 2 in the front that tells about you, your business, or whatever. This particular book, those of you that do blogs or have some type of spiritual type coaching or any type of whatever, I don't care. It could be an accompaniment to a book that you already have. I'm working on a blog series that I'm going to do next year. And part of my social media strategy, unless God changes my mind, will be to share a scripture every day of the month. And I think there is another author that already does that. Rachel Wojo. Do y'all know who she is? Rachel Wojo. She does kind of the same thing. But I've got a couple of topics that I really want to, that I just felt they've ministered to me, and I'm going to minister to others. But, so I did a little journal that has the scriptures listed in the front. It's just the scriptures, 1 page, and then the repeated journal content. And I did the interior of that book using a nice little free program called Canva. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of Canva, but you can do pages and stuff in Canva if you're prone to want to do it by yourself. Again, the thing is, you just get the core and then you do a bunch of duplicate of pages. And sometimes there's limitations because they'll only let you do 25 pages, so you have to do 25 and then join them together with another program, but that program's free as well. So, not that I'm cheap, but I like to do things myself sometimes. I just like to do that, and I like to find the frugal or the cost-effective way. Now, and I have the time to do that. Not every business owner has that luxury, and that's why if you come up with your plan or your idea of what you want, there are people that can design that for you. And when you're only talking about 1 or 2 pages or 3 pages that has to be duplicated, the cost is not gonna be that much. $25, maybe $50, you know, because they're only really creating 2 or 3 pages for you. And then the rest of it is all just duplicate, 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 you know, so just know what you want and don't ask them to make a bunch of changes. Then it's gonna cost you. So the thing that I like to always have fun because I like to look at businesses and I'm still trying to find a business that couldn't benefit from some type of low content book. And I can't think of one. I can't come up with one. Every blog, topic, niche, I mean all of them. You got people that, you know, they travel blogs, okay? I actually ended up writing down all of my journal ideas, every type of journal idea that you could have. And some of them would correlate with a business. This is just me because I like journals and I'm like, I gotta have this journal, but you know, what can I do with this one? And so there's all kind of different journal ideas, poetry journals, brainstorming journals, visual journals, family journal, DIY project journal. I mean, if your business is, okay, like a music, okay,
Practice journal.
exactly. What she see, she's already
With a treble and a bass clef, and you can do.
Well, or just what songs they practiced for the week. How did they feel when they played those songs? I mean, I don't know.
Did you practice?
Did you practice? Yes, I practiced. Check mark. See, she's already got it. She's already got it. Then you can get a little bit more, this is my latest one, which I thought was so funny that I had started on this project before I knew that NACWE was having a chocolate themed conference, because it's my Change My Life 12-month productive daily routine tracker with chocolate themed coloring pages. And the reason I was looking for the particular tracker is because I mentor writers. And I started noticing a lot of the new writers that were coming in. This is where you have to think about what is the overall umbrella problem thing that you need to solve. What could they had? They needed to establish some routines to help with their writing. Number one is giving themselves the permission to write every day, even if it's only 15 minutes, but to just do that, to write every day. To affirm themselves as a writer, even as Christian women entrepreneurs, you know, we beat ourselves up, and sometimes we have to give ourselves those affirmations and read them every day. For so long I didn't, and then it's no wonder I was nearly in a nervous breakdown in 2015. Because I was just in a constant state of beating myself up. And so I was thinking, okay, there's just some core things they need to do every single day. And who doesn't know that to change whatever in our life, it takes a consistency every single day. And so I thought, okay, I could do a tracker. And so this isn't the one that's gonna be for the writing club. I just did this one because I'm on this list with this lady that sells this PLR content, and it came across that she had chocolate coloring pages, and I'm like, oh my God, I love chocolate, and if I can't eat it, I'm gonna color about it. And so, so I wanted the coloring pages for myself. Plus, it's a good excuse because I saw them and I thought my mom could color these. She needs that. She does it to help with her stroke recovery. But she hates the coloring books that have the itty bitty bitty stuff. And I thought, okay, I'll get those for Mom. I'm buying these for my mother, but it was really for myself. But this is an instance where, so I just want you to kind of think about this as you ponder about this over the next few days or whatever. The coloring pages came from one provider. The little tracker that was on this cute little coloring page came from another provider. And then somebody else that I had acquired it a gazillion years ago because I've been doing this dabbling in business stuff for far and way too long, was a piece that talks about positive habits checklist, getting ready to make positive habits, how to get things done, and it's just like this little instructional thing. And I got that from somebody else. And so I put everything together into one thing. And that's the thing that you can do is, if you want to do it by yourself, you can merge different things. So,
My world, sister, rocking my world.
so, those were planners, those were trackers, and then I even did a journal thing, and this one was like one of my very first ones, and this was in Word, and it was a holiday, so I picked out just like a specific holiday, and did a little journal piece, little journal sections that are holiday memories to help. It was, again, this is for my mother. All my books I'm doing for my mother. I realized I need to probably market that I do stuff to help people that are stroke recovery victims, just to be able to connect and to do things, huh?
Bundle it on Amazon.
Or something. I mean, just because she wanted to write things, but to just give her a piece of paper and say, Mom, write about something, she her mind will wander, and she's like, what am I supposed to be writing about? And so it's like, okay, I'm gonna give you a prompt on a journal page, and now write about these. And so we wrote together her Christmas memories. So you have to think about, again, your overall client and what it is that they need. And so I don't even know, for your music students, would the journal be for the kids, or would the journal be more for the parents? You're gonna do it for the kids? Well, but there are day planners, quarterly planners. This is just to name a few. Day planners, quarterly planners, academic planners, family planners, event planners, holiday planners, reaching goals planners, recipe planners, garden planners, book review journal, expense trackers, finance lady, habit trackers, coloring books. If you're an artist and you kind of paint things, but wouldn't it be fun to kind of get, and draw out black and white line one of your pieces, or some of your pieces, or your quilt patterns. That's what whatever that you could sell with, has to do with your business. So just to give you a little, but I will make the bold statement that every business owner should have at least one book that is tied in with their business, and it's a low content or no content book. It's an easy way to have a little tangible touch point, something that you can sell, give to potential clients and customers, and give you that authority presence when you are networking with other people. And that is all. And I'm going to trust that y'all give me my books back.